Okay, guys, so we should be live. Welcome to this session. So we're a little bit early. We're about starting in about 10 minutes. So I just wanted to start early to make sure everything's working okay. If you're joining us live, welcome. If you're watching the replay of this, just skip ahead 10 minutes because we're not starting on the live session for about 10 minutes. So if you can hear me and you can see the screen and everything seems to be working okay, just let me know so that I'm not talking to myself and everything seems to be working okay. So we'll get going after about 10 minutes. So let's see who is live with us. Let me see. Okay, everything seems to be working okay. You can hear me and you can see the screen. Okay, so hello to CJ, Niha, Rudyard, Natsia, Manar, Dhruv Gupta. Everyone says that it's working and it's okay, so that's a relief. With live video, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So we've been very, very lucky this week that it's all worked. I remember we did a similar thing in October 2017. So how long is that ago? October, November, December, January, February, right? 6 months ago. We did this, and right before the scheduled webinar, right before the live training, like 10 minutes before, it just failed. It just stopped working. So we're being very lucky this week that everything's working okay. And everyone has been very happy this week. We only had one negative comment the whole week, and he was removed from the group. So, so we're back to 100% positivity, which is good. So let's see who is joining us live. So we'll be getting going, guys, in about 8 minutes. So about 8 minutes we'll be getting going. So let's see who's here. Manpreet, Didar, hello. Intan, hello. Igbuzikulek. I'm sorry if I'm messing up your names. I'm sorry that I'm pronouncing them incorrectly. With so many people from all around the world, it's really difficult to get your names correct. Aisha Muha Samrat Ogung Bohun. Again, very sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. Sandy, that's an easy one to say. Maria, that's an easy one to say. Maria says, how long will it take today? It's impossible to answer that question because I don't know how many questions you guys will have at the end. So it totally depends on that. But I'd say the last 2 sessions were like around just under 1 hour of teaching and then about 45 minutes of questions. So I'd say it's about that today. Cecil, hello. Nina, Isma, Diba, Rachana, Ans, Ugo, Raja, hello. Subia, Samrat, Sawish, Nabila, and Clarice. Okay, cool. Guys, let me know where you're watching from. It's always interesting to see all the different countries. So just let me know which country you're currently watching from. That'll be really interesting to see how many different countries we have. It's always amazing that I live in a tiny little village. Well, on the outside a tiny little village in Ireland, and it's amazing that we can teach thousands of people from my little office here. It's pretty amazing the technology we have. 5 years ago, even just 5 years ago, we would never have been able to do this. So thanks, Facebook, for allowing us to make this possible. All right, guys, so about 5 more minutes and then we'll get going. The lesson today is really, really important for your preparation. We're going to look at the 3 most crucial mistakes that you guys are making. These are the mistakes that will have the biggest impact on your score, and if you fix them, they will definitely help you improve your scores. So let's see where everyone's from. Philippines, India, Philippines and India, Pakistan, I think, are the three countries that visit our website the most. So those were the three for the first three people. So, Oman, yeah, we've got a lot of people in the Middle East, a lot of Filipinos working in the Middle East who we help, a lot of nurses there. Pakistan, Jordan, yeah, a lot of people in the Middle East that we help as well. Argentina, I'd love to go to Argentina. That's the place I'd really, because I like steak and I like red wine, and Argentina has some of the best of both those things. What else? Turkey, yeah, we've got quite a few in Turkey. Melbourne, yeah, we help a lot of people, not Australians, but people living in Australia. The two kind of English speaking countries that we help the most are the UK and Australia and Canada. A lot of people in Canada as well. A lot of Indian people recently wanting to move to India that we've helped. A lot of them need band 8 for listening and then band 777 for the other three. We've helped a lot of people with that. A lot of computer programmers and stuff like that. Seems they're all moving to Ontario. Tweet, how about Vietnam? Vietnam, that's where I was working when I first started this website. So it's always popular. I think it's always in the top 5 countries that visit our website. Chris, where are you in the UK? I'm in Northern Ireland in the UK, in a place called County Down in the UK. Iran, yeah, we don't get lots of people from Iran, but any of the students that I've worked with from Iran have always been lovely, always been really nice people to work with. Colombia, yeah, we always have a few people. We've got a few students from Medellin at the moment. All right, guys, so how long? 3 more minutes. So we'll start in 3 more minutes. We've got 190 people live at the moment. That should go up once we hit the time 1 o'clock, because a lot of people will be joining us then. Where else? Hong Kong. Yeah, we always surprisingly have quite a few people from Hong Kong. We don't get anyone from Singapore, but we always get a few people from Hong Kong. Anybody else? Let me see. Botswana. Yeah, we've got a lot. Recently, in the last 6 months, we've had a lot more people from Africa. When we first started, we got very few people visiting from Africa, and now in the last sort of 6 months, a lot more people. Someone from Kenya. I was in Kenya when I was 19. I visited Kenya. I would live there, or not live there, visited there for 3 months. Okay. Will there be gifts again today? Yes, there will be a very special gift at the end of today. I'm not going to tell you what it is, though. So we're going to get going in about 2 minutes, guys. And thank you to everybody who has joined us for all 3 sessions. I know that there's a lot of different websites and YouTube channels and all of those different things trying to help you with your IELTS. So you have a lot of choice. So I do really appreciate the fact that you've chosen me this week. So thank you very much. And I hope that I was able to pay you back for putting your trust in me. So at the start of the week, or Wednesday, I said, thanks for putting your trust in me and I won't let you down. So hopefully I haven't done that. I hope that you can see from the stuff that we produce how much time and effort we put into helping people, whether that's for free or the people who decided to work with us further on one of our paid courses. We try and help everybody as much as we can. Okay, so 1 more minute, guys, and then we'll get going. Someone says, I'm from Sulukzana. Where is that? I've never heard of that before. Sulukzana? Qatar. I haven't been to Qatar, but I flew on Qatar Airways, and it was very good. A lot of people saying they're from Punjab. Yep, we have a lot of people from Punjab, actually. I think that's the most popular area of India, the guys that we help. A lot of seems a lot of IT engineers and computer programmers and software engineers. One of the case studies that we'll be looking at today will be about someone from Punjab. He was a software developer. So we're going to look at two student case studies. Someone says they're from Hue in Vietnam. My wife's family are originally from Hue. She was born in Dong Nai, but her family are from Hue. So welcome. All right, guys. So it's 1 o'clock. So welcome to everybody who has joined us. You're very, very welcome. This is the third and final session. Thank you to everybody who has joined us. There are currently 287 people who are joining us live. That probably will go up a lot more. And it's 1 o'clock, so let's get started. So this week, we've been focusing on the key mistakes that stop you getting a 7 or above in your IELTS writing test. So my goal this week was to help you uncover the key mistakes that I see students making every day and reveal simple systems to correct these mistakes. So I hope that I've achieved that. I hope that I've achieved that in the first two lessons, and this lesson will complete everything, and this is the most important lesson. So once our students have stopped making these mistakes, we find that our students improve their score by an average of 1 whole band. So for many of you stuck at 6 or 6.5, improving by 1 band would be a massive achievement for you and would make a massive difference to your life and be able to unlock your new life. So my goal this week, day 1, we looked at the key differences between students who fail and those that succeed. We got great feedback for this one. A number of you said that this was the best lesson you'd seen on IELTS and it really changed your mindset and the way you thought about it. I was going to delete it after 24 hours, but I got such great feedback on it. And I think it's important that as many people see it as possible. So it's still up in the group, and I'll leave it up there for the rest of the day. So if you haven't seen that one, do go back and check it. Yesterday, we looked at the 4 most common mistakes students make on the IELTS writing test. And this was a very practical lesson. We looked at real student samples, looked at the actual mistakes that people are making, and hopefully on a very practical level, this really helped people. Today is the most important lesson. Today, we're going to look at the 3 most crucial mistakes that have the biggest impact on your score. Okay, so if you stay until the end, you're going to get something very special. You'll receive an offer that will enable me to serve you at the highest possible level and help you get the score that you need. I will only be able to work with a very small number of you, less than 25. But those that decide to work with me will receive something I've never offered before. So there are 15,000 of you in this group. I wish that I could give all of you the service that you deserve and work with you very, very closely. But obviously I'm just one person. I can't work with 15,000 people on a one-to-one basis or help people individually. But for a very small number of you, less than, I think there's 24 places available. 24 of our students got the scores that they needed this week. They've left the course. There are 24 places available, and I'll talk to you about that at the end. But before that, let's get into the lessons. So let's recap what we discovered this week. So first of all, the 5 key differences. First of all, deep learning. So not learning things as quickly as possible, but learning things properly. Understanding the real purpose of what you're doing, understanding the real purpose of each part of the IELTS test, because if you don't know the why, then you'll struggle with the how. Take action. So obviously you want to stop consuming so much information and start taking action to improve. And also you should be seeking criticism. You should be seeking out somebody to criticize your work and give you the feedback that you need to identify your mistakes so that you can turn your weaknesses into strengths. And finally, the 5th key difference was focusing on the crucial few, the things that really matter, and blocking out, not worrying about all the trivial things. So if you can do these 5 things, you're going to be way ahead of everybody else. If you can learn things properly, you know what you're doing, you're taking action, you're finding your weaknesses, turning those weaknesses into strengths, and you're only focusing on what really matters, you will be completely unstoppable. There'll be no way that you're not going to get the score that you need. But even if you don't do one of those things, then you're going to really, really struggle. So that's what we did on Wednesday. So yesterday we looked at the 4 most common mistakes. Number 1, not developing your main ideas. Number 2, your position not clear throughout the essay. Number 3, too many vocabulary errors. And number 4, too many grammar errors. So think about the Wednesday, the 5 things that we talked about on Wednesday as the theory, the high level theory. That's very, very important. The stuff that we did yesterday was the detail. All right. It was far more practical. But again, even if you're doing one of these things wrong, you're never going to get the score you need. You're definitely not going to be getting a 7 or above if you're making too many grammar errors, or you're making too many vocabulary errors, or your position's not clear, or you're not developing your main ideas. All right. So that's a little recap of what we have been doing this week. And let's get into today's lesson, which is the most important lesson. So when we started, I was telling you a little story, and I'm going to finish off that story. So on day 1, I showed you a couple of slides of my story. Day 2, I showed you a couple of slides of my story, and we're going to finish it off here. And it all starts with these 2 people who were telling you about the reason why I set up the course. Was we approached it in a way that if I was helping my family, how would we construct the course and how would we create it? And I was telling you that I used to be a lawyer, and now I'm an IELTS teacher. So how did a former lawyer become an IELTS teacher? And I was telling you that I became an English teacher, but I didn't know anything about IELTS when I first started. So how did an English teacher who knew nothing about IELTS create the most successful IELTS course in the world? This all comes down to who I am as a person. So I become obsessed with topics and work on them constantly until I'm happy that I've perfected them. That's kind of who I am as a person. I focus on one thing, become extremely obsessed with it, and just work until I've perfected it, until I'm one of the best people in the world at doing that. And I applied this work ethic and this obsession to IELTS. So this is me finishing off my story, telling you how I became an IELTS expert and how I created the most successful IELTS course in the world. So I read every single IELTS book, every single page on every single website, watched every single video on IELTS. I also joined the British Council and watched the best IELTS teachers in my spare time. So even when I wasn't working, I would go in on my days off, go in my free time, and I'd watch other IELTS teachers teach their lessons to try and learn from them. So I started to teach the other teachers about IELTS. So when I was working for the British Council, I quickly became the IELTS person within the center that I was working in, and I started doing workshops and helping people with that and helping other teachers become better IELTS teachers. I also started to create my own IELTS courses for the British Council, and my articles were published on their website. So I started to create courses for the center that I was in, writing articles for the British Council, getting them published on their website. However, something was very wrong. Something was seriously wrong. Even though I had reached my goal of becoming the best IELTS teacher that I could, I wasn't really happy working within the British Council, and I wasn't happy with how not only how they were teaching it, but how the whole IELTS industry was teaching it. So the problem with the IELTS industry, students were put in classrooms of 16 and taught a rigid curriculum. So we had 16 students in the classroom, and we just taught them the same curriculum, the same course every single time. We didn't take into account their individual strengths and weaknesses, and I wasn't happy about this at all. It just wasn't the best way to teach people. They were not given individual feedback on their work or treated as individuals at all. They might have been able to, send us one essay a week or something like that, but looking at what the other teachers were giving them, it was very generic advice, and it wasn't telling them the exact problems that they had. And students were simply told to pay more money for a course if they failed. So this was another thing that I really didn't like, that students were not given the service that they deserved. They weren't given the feedback they deserved. They weren't treated as individuals. And then when they failed, what the school that I worked in said was, just give us more money. And I didn't really like that at all. I wasn't happy with that. And they were given generic tips that did not actually tell them how to pass the test. So the books and the courses and how the teachers were teaching this, it was all just very vague, generic tips. It wasn't telling them exactly what to do. So I thought, what can I do differently? So I decided to develop something I call a principled approach to IELTS preparation. So what is a principled approach to IELTS preparation? So a principled approach is, if my wife or son or my brother or my mother needed help with IELTS, what would I teach them? What would the course look like? So first of all, I treat each of them as an individual. Everybody's different. Everyone has different strengths and weaknesses and needs. So you treat them like an individual. I would tell them exactly what to do. I wouldn't say to them, oh, just do this and this, general tips. I tell them exactly in a step-by-step way what to do. And I would provide them with a deep understanding of what they had to do, because they will be the person sitting in the exam room and they will have to do it. I can't do it for them. So I have to help them deeply understand what to do. And I would make it as simple as possible. I can't make it as simple as ABC, 1, 2, 3, but I make it very clear and easy to understand. And I would be 100% honest with them, even if it wasn't what they wanted to hear. So sometimes with people in your family or people you love, people you care about, you have to be honest with them, even if it's something that might be difficult for them to hear. So these were the principles, and a lot of these principles are on the website, and the whole organization that we work in right now and all the team that follow these principles. And this was the result. So let me show you a little bit of the result. So the result, let's just look at some of these. Each one of these is someone who got a 7 or above from us helping them through the principled approach. Every single one of these. And these are all people who have sent us emails or commented on Facebook or on our private Facebook group, all thanking us for helping them get a 7 or above. So I'm not saying I'm the best IELTS teacher in the world, but I do have more successful students than anyone else in the world. And the results have been very dramatic. Another, if you go to our YouTube page, we have video after video after video after video of interviews with successful students talking about how we help them using this approach. So it's pretty impressive. And these are our principles. These are our 10 key principles on our website about how we teach people the things that we believe and how we're different from everybody else. So that's just the end of my story. So, shouldn't have gone there. Let me find... So let's now get into the 3 crucial mistakes. So the reason why I told you that story was to show you how you can improve also. So to show you that even though you might have a bad experience so far with this test, because I do understand that this test can be the roadblock or the barrier to your future life. And it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that you're just constantly failing the test and you're never going to get the score that you need. Because I deal with people every day, for example, doctors and nurses who have a job offer in London, and this can be the difference between them making 10 times more money and enjoying a better life for them, having a better life for them and their family. So I understand how important this is. So hopefully that story will show you that it doesn't have to be how you've been treated already. So let's look at the 3 most crucial mistakes. Okay, so mistake number 1, what do they want? What do the examiners want? So many of you might have felt this. Many of you might have asked this question like, I keep failing. What do they want? Just tell me what they want and I'll give it to them. If only I knew what these examiners want, what IELTS want. But this is not a secret, all right? They post the marking criteria, the official marking criteria that is used in every single test center, in every single country, in every single city. They're all the same, all right? Your speaking test, your writing test, they're marked using the official marking criteria, objective criteria, and they never change. And it's published on the internet. Anyone can access it, all right? So it's not a secret. So what's the real problem? Why are people still frustrated and they feel like they just don't know what the examiners want, so they don't know how to give it to them? The marking criteria contain language and terms that are difficult for most people to understand. The criteria are very specific. The main problem is how people interpret them. So there are lots of terms, there's lots of language that students don't understand, and there's lots of ambiguous language. So that means that the interpretation of them is wrong. So this is not your fault, guys. This is not the fault of a student. A student should not have to do the research themselves. This is up to the teachers. However, most teachers just do not understand the official marking criteria. Even if someone is claiming that they used to be an examiner or their examiner, many of them are lying, and most of them do not know what they're doing. So they might look at the official marking criteria and they might start quoting it, but they really don't understand it. For example, one common thing that I see on the internet is IELTS schools giving out lists of Band 9 vocabulary. There's no such thing as Band 9 vocabulary. All right, there's no list of Band 9 words or anything like that. If you see a school that is giving out Band 9 vocabulary, they don't know what they're talking about. I've also seen schools saying that they'll teach you Band 9 phrases and Band 9 sentences. Again, these do not exist. They are not taught to the examiners. The examiners don't have them. They're not in the official marking criteria. The most shocking thing that I see is when I see Band 9 structures. All right, there's no such thing as Band 9 structures, but many websites and schools claim that they have them. Why do they claim they have them? Because they want to take your money. So use the official marking criteria. This is what 100% of my teaching is based on. My teaching is based 100% on the official marking criteria and a correct interpretation of that marking criteria. Your school, your teacher should only be following that. If they're following anything else, it is a waste of your time and it is simply wrong. So you're going to fail and you're going to lose money. You're going to lose time. You're delaying the keys to, getting the keys to your future life. So I teach my students to think like an examiner so that they can give the examiner exactly what they want and nothing else. This is one of the main reasons why we have been so successful, that we teach the students how to think like the examiner, to give them exactly what they want and nothing else. So let's look at a case study. Arshdeep, he's from Punjab, actually. So a lot of you said that you were from Punjab. So he's a software engineer. He wanted to go to Canada. Where did he want to go to again in Canada? I think it was Ontario. He had a job offer there. So he was told by his local teacher that Indian examiners are different. So his local school, his local teachers were telling him, oh, the Indian schools don't follow the same marking criteria and they're different. They're looking for different things. And if you go to the Philippines, you'll hear schools saying this. If you go to Nepal, you'll hear people saying this. If you go to Pakistan, you'll hear people saying this. If you go to Vietnam, it's all incorrect. It's just not true. It's the same criteria applied in every single country. And they told him that the Indian examiners were looking for particular, they had a list of fixed phrases and Band 9 words, and all he had to do was just memorize these and he would get the score that he needed. And they told him that all he had to do was just memorize these words, these phrases, and these structures, and he'd get the score that he needed. What happened to him? He failed 9 times. So it's $250 every time you do the test. He was also spending about $200 on courses with his local in his local city or wherever it was, and then he was spending about $50 traveling to the place. So he was spending $500 every time he failed. So he spent $4,500 because these people were just scamming him. They're just telling him the wrong things. So I taught him how to do the things that the examiners are actually looking for, such as demonstrating that he understood the question, clearly answering the question, developing his main ideas, writing clear paragraphs, and using vocabulary and grammar effectively and accurately. These are the things that the examiners are actually looking for, not the things that a lot of, they're not looking for a list of band 9 words or anything like that. Remember purpose. So Arshdeep is a software engineer. All they want to know, the Canadian government want to know, can he move to Canada and effectively understand and communicate clearly in English when he starts his job as a software engineer? Learning a list of words does not really prepare you for that. These things do prepare you for that. So what can you do? What can you do as an individual? Find out exactly what the examiners want. So you can do this yourself. You can look the official marking criteria up yourself, and you can Google it. You can find it. It's really easy to find. You just Google it and you'll be able to find it. Or you can get help. But be very careful where you get help from. Do not get help from someone who says they're an IELTS expert, but really they're not. They're just after your money. A small number of you will be able to learn with me at the end of this lesson, and I'll give you more information on that, but only a very small number of you, because obviously I only work with a select group of students. So mistake number 2, structure. So this is the most common word that you'll hear. Go on to any, in any IELTS group, or go to any IELTS class and you'll hear structure, 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 as if it's the magic solution. There are no magic structures, guys. There are no band 7, band 8, band 9 structures. I wish there were. I wish that those existed, but they don't. Structures can help, but many of you are using them as a crutch rather than a tool. So many of you are using them like a crutch. So these are crutches. Many of you are relying on structures, and that means that you're going to be in a lot of trouble because you're using them and relying on them and ignoring all the other things. No structure in the world can help you with understanding the question. A structure won't help you do that. Thinking of relevant ideas, a structure won't help you do that. Developing those ideas with explanations and examples, it won't help you do that. Using vocabulary effectively and accurately, and using grammar effectively and accurately. A structure is not going to help you with these things. So if your school or your teacher is telling you, use this magic band 9 structure, ask them, how is this going to help me use grammar and vocabulary effectively, or think of ideas, or understand the question, or develop my ideas? They won't be able to answer you if you ask them that question. So I'm not saying that structures are completely useless. They're a big part of what we actually do, but we encourage our students not to rely on them as a crutch, but instead use them as a tool. So if you give someone a tool and they know how to use it, it's very, very, very effective. If you give someone a tool and they don't know how to use it, like if you give someone, a chainsaw and they don't know what they're doing with the chainsaw, they might cut their leg off. You need to learn how to use them properly before you're able to use them effectively. The structures that I teach my students help them in the same way that a toolkit will help a carpenter build a table and chairs. So let's look at another case study. Saeed. I think Saeed's from Saudi Arabia. Well, he was working in Saudi Arabia anyway, and he's a doctor. So Saeed was trying to think of as many impressive ideas as possible. So this is a very common thing with doctors. Doctors are obviously very intelligent, very hardworking, but in their job, he had to be correct. So he had to think on a very high level, and he was trying to do that in the IELTS test. He was trying to do that, especially in IELTS writing task 2. He was trying to think of lots of really, really, really impressive ideas. So he had to limit the number of ideas he was thinking of and focus on relevant ideas. So I showed him my structure, and he looked at my structure. We were doing a one-on-one lesson, and he looked at me very skeptically. He was actually a really difficult student to teach, but he was really nice in the end. But he was stressed out because he had a job offer in London, and I think he was going to get $80,000 or $90,000 a year, and he was currently making a lot less than that, and so there was a lot of pressure on him. So he looked at my structure and he's like, I only have to use 2 ideas. So I said, yes, but you have to develop those ideas within this structure. And he said, I can't believe I was so stupid. So Saeed is far from stupid. He's a very, very, very talented doctor, but he was using structures and ideas in a silly way. And many of you are very intelligent and you know enough and you have the talent, but you've been misinformed, or you're relying on things as a crutch rather than a tool. So the biggest mistake is the one that will prevent you from ever getting to your goal. So this mistake is the one that will stop you. Okay, so we finished with the first 2. We finished with structures. Now we're going to move on to the biggest mistake. So this is mistake number 3. This mistake is the biggest one because it will prevent you from ever getting to your goal, no matter how motivated you are or how much hard work you put in. So one of the things that I find very difficult to watch is when somebody like me, like when I was, in high school studying or university studying, or when I was training to be a lawyer, or training to be an IELTS teacher, working so hard and not getting the results that you want. So this last mistake, is the thing that is kind of heartbreaking. It doesn't matter how hard you work. If you're not doing this, or you're making this mistake, you're not going to get the score you need. All right, so what is it? So let's look at a little chart here. So on the left, we have your current ability. So this is where you are today. On the right here, your goal, this is where you want to be. So in between is the things you need to learn how to do. Quite simple, all right? So where you are today, your goal, and then in between, things you need to learn how to do. So for example, if you're stuck at a 6.5, but you need a 7, in order to get from 6.5, where you are today, to your goal, which is a 7, is you need to improve your specific areas of weakness. So there are very specific things that you are doing wrong, and I have no idea what they are, because there are many of them. And they're not the same mistakes for everybody. For some people, it might be grammar. For some people, it might be vocabulary. For some people, it might be idea generation. For some people, it might be idea development. For some people, it might be your ability to write good paragraphs, or paragraphing, and many, 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 many other things. What you need to do is identify those things so that you can move from where you are today to where you need to be. So you need to start to think strategically. Instead of thinking of tactics and tips, you need to start thinking strategically. So what we're going to look at now is how to prepare strategically. So step 1, so it's a step-by-step lesson that we're going to do now on how to prepare strategically. So number 1, you need to find out exactly why you are not getting the score you need. Most people never get to this stage. Either they are people who don't want to know. There's quite a few of them that just can't handle criticism, and just keep doing the test over and over and over and over again and never actually try and figure this out. Or they're people who it's not their fault because they live in an area that doesn't have any IELTS experts in it. So they've been going to their local test center and it's not really working out because the teachers don't really know what they're doing. Or it might be someone who just hasn't got to this stage yet. So how to prepare strategically, step 2. So once you know what your mistakes are, then you can move on to step 2. Work on being able to do the things you need to do. So in order to get a band 7, you need to do band 7 things. That's quite simple. So that sounds really simple, but it is very profound. It has a, if I'd read it again, in order to get a band 7, you need to do band 7 things. Most people do not want to hear this because it requires work. All right. So most people want to hear, okay, you're stuck at a 6. So just do these couple of little tricks and you'll get a band 7. In order to improve from a band 6 to a band 7, you have to start doing band 7 things. And that takes work. All right. There's no other way around it. So how to prepare strategically? Step 3, acknowledge your weaknesses. Actively search for your mistakes and learn from your mistakes. So I'm not just talking about small grammar errors or small vocabulary errors. I'm talking about the key reasons why you are failing. They're much bigger than little mistakes. Little mistakes do add up and they're important to reduce those, but you're probably making massive mistakes that you're completely unaware of. Step 4, consistently do the right things until you are consistently at the level you need to be. So when someone joins my VIP course, we tell them you should not book your test until you're ready. And you're not ready until you're consistently getting the scores you need when you're practicing. We have some people who join us and their test is booked already, and we try and help them as much as we can. But we really encourage people, don't do the test until you're ready. There are no tricks, there are no cheats, there are no hacks. But most importantly, hope and luck are the two most dangerous and costly things that you can believe in. If you believe that if you just hope that you'll get the score you need next time, that is going to cost you thousands of dollars. I have met people who have wasted thousands of dollars doing this test because they hope someday they'll get the score that they need. And they do more hoping than they do studying. Same with people who believe in luck, that next time they'll be lucky. All right. So that's like taking your, if your car breaks down and taking your car to a mechanic and saying, don't fix it. Let's just hope that it starts. Or let's say you had a problem with your health and you went to the doctor. Imagine saying to the doctor, I don't want any treatment. Let's just hope that I get better. I don't want any treatment. Maybe I'll be lucky and this will just take care of itself. Don't make that mistake. That is the most dangerous thing you can do. You're wasting your time, you're wasting your money. And if you have family, think about them. Think about if you have kids or a wife or a husband or whatever it is, stop wasting your time repeating the test, hoping you'll get the score you need. Fix the things you need to fix, improve what you need to improve, and then you'll be able to get the score you need. So this is the system, or one of the systems that we use on my course. So we start here where we identify your weaknesses. Then we learn how to fix that weakness. And then we have what I call mini failures. So a mini failure is different from a failure. So a failure is when you do the test and you fail the test. That is a big failure. A mini failure is when you are doing controlled practice. You're practicing before your test and you're constantly making little mistakes. But we are helping you fix those mistakes. We're correcting that so that you'll be able to do it effectively. And then you move on to your next weakness. So imagine you have a problem with paraphrasing. Okay, so you've identified that that's a problem. You learn how to paraphrase. You try it a few times. You'll fail a lot, but then you'll learn from your mistakes. You'll fix those mistakes, and then you'll be able to do it. And then you move on to the next thing. Okay, I need to learn how to write topic sentences. All right, so learn how to do that. Fail a few times, get it fixed, get feedback, do it effectively. Okay, move on to the next thing. So it just keeps going around and around like that. That does take time. That does take effort, but it's a lot less time and effort than failing your test over and over and over again. So imagine instead of being totally lost, that you could identify the exact reasons why you're not getting the score you need. Imagine going into the test being totally confident that you'll get the score you need, no matter what question comes up. What difference would that make to your life? What difference would that make to your future? So in the comments, tell me, what would you be able to do if you got your dream IELTS score? What job would you be able to get? What country would you be able to move to? How happy would the people around you be? What difference would it make? In the comments, tell me that. And that will hopefully give you a bit of inspiration in order to go on and improve. Because I know that it's difficult. Everybody has busy lives. Everybody has families, commitments. It is difficult. I'm not calling anybody lazy or anything like that if they don't do this. But it's, you know, it's a shame to see so many people fail the test and give IELTS all their money over and over and over again. Stop giving IELTS your money. You know, they have enough money. You don't. So let me see. Any 10 says party, party, party. Yeah. Well, Friday is the best day of the week for me because Friday I get emails from my students who have passed because it's results day, and I often tell them party. Yeah. And also if you fail, go for a party as well. Forget, you know, take a day off and don't worry about it, and then come back and sort it out. So Deepak says they'll be able to move to Canada. Vivian says Canada. A lot of people are moving to Canada these days. Excellent. Okay, so let's move on. So let me ask you a question before we get to the next bit. And I want you to tell me if you want me to go forward or not. Would you like more information about how you can work with me to establish your weaknesses and help you get the score you need? If you don't want me to, you don't have to watch the rest of this video. But if you want me to, let me know. Type yes. Let me know if you can get the, if you want to move ahead. You want me to give you more information about how you can do that in the comments. If not, I'll stop the video right now and we don't have to move on, but you can let me know. I'll only move on if you guys want me to move on. Okay, so it seems as if a lot of you want me to move on. Okay, so before we move on to the next stage, you should not continue, all right? You should not continue on your journey with me if any of these things apply to you. If you're looking for tips and cheats and tricks or shortcuts, stop watching the video. You're not going to be able to work with me. I don't work with people who only want tips, cheats, and tricks, because you're going to fail. And I don't want to work with people who fail. If you can't handle constructive criticism, you shouldn't keep watching this video. So I only work with people who are open and want to improve. And part of wanting to improve is seeking out that criticism. I never criticize anybody's character or say anything personal, but when somebody joins me and they send me their writing, for example, I just completely rip their writing apart. It's, you made this mistake, this mistake, this mistake. Some people can't handle that. And it's a waste of my time and a waste of your time. So if you can't handle constructive criticism, stop watching the video. Also, if you're not prepared to invest the time, energy, and money required to change your life, stop watching this video. You need to invest some of those things, at least your time and your energy, in order to improve. So you have a choice. You can spend your time, energy, and money on failing the test many times, or you can spend your time, energy, and money on getting the score you need and moving on with your life. That is your choice. Spending no time, no energy, or money is not a choice. So you're either going to spend your money on failing the test many times, which is also a huge waste of time, or you can spend your time, energy, and money getting the score that you need and moving on with your life. The choice is yours. If you want to fail, then maybe stop watching this video, because I'm not going to work with people who have that kind of mindset. So why are we successful? We are successful because our students are successful. We only work with a very small number of students. We have a waiting list. Or if you look right now, the course is closed. You can't get in. We only work with people we want to work with. We don't waste our time or waste the other person's time but if we don't think we can help them. So we only work with people who we think we can help. And we apply a principled approach to teaching. And that's how we treat our students, and that's how we treat the rest of our team, and how our team treats everybody else, and how we interact with each other. One of these principles is this: everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. So I didn't say this. I stole this from Albert Einstein, but this is one of our principles. You can see the other principles on the website, but what we want to do is clarify everything for you, make it as simple and as easy as possible for you, so that you can just go into the test and apply what you've learned and get the score that you need. So what is IELTS VIP? It's my complete step-by-step online course designed to take you by the hand, as in step 1, step 2, step 3, and help you get a band 7, 8, or 9 in your IELTS test. It is absolutely the fastest and most effective way to get the score that you deserve. And that is proven through hundreds of results of over a 7 or above. So what exactly is it? Let me take a little drink of water. My mouth is going very dry. So it's a modular step-by-step digital course. Everything is divided into modules, and it is step 1, module 1, module 2, module 3, module 4. Covers both academic and general training, covers all 4 skills, or just the skills you want. So if you just want help with writing, you can join the writing only one, but if you need help with everything, you can join the full VIP course. You can log in 24/7, so everything is digital. You can do it at your own pace. You can do it 24 hours a day, at any time, anywhere. You can do it as quickly as you like or as slowly as you like. We've made it all very, very, very flexible, so that anybody, who has a family or a job can do it at any time they like. And it's literally step by step. Nothing is left out. And you get full one-on-one support and personalized feedback. You also get a community of like-minded students helping you along the way. So this is just some of the things that are covered. So you can see, you might not be able to see that, but for example, task 2, understanding and analyzing the question, how to think like an examiner, how to think of ideas, how to reduce errors, introductions, main body paragraphs, conclusions, opinion essays, discussion essays, problem solutions, everything. So everything is all covered. Everything is covered, and it's in these modules. So it's very easy for you to digest and very easy for you to complete. So you just start at module 1, and then you move through the modules, and you can do them all in a couple of days. I wouldn't recommend that. Or you can do it over the course of a month or 6 months or a year. There's no time limit to it. And this is how we work things. This is our philosophy towards teaching. We've already discussed this. We help you identify your weaknesses. You learn how to fix those weaknesses. You have many failures. We help you fix those, learn from your mistakes, and then you can do that effectively. And if you join today, you'll get all of these bonuses for free. So you'll get personalized writing corrections. You'll get live lessons. We have daily live lessons for you, and that's on top of the modules. We have access to all the old live lessons, so there's hundreds of them if you want. We help you with reading and listening. We give you one-on-one mock speaking tests. You get access to our private exclusive VIP Facebook group, Band 9 Essay Bank, Ultimate Grammar Guide, and much, much, much more. And you have a choice. So you can join the speaking only course. You can join the writing only course, which the speaking and writing courses also have the reading and listening included. Or you can join the VIP course, which covers absolutely everything. So I see in the comments, everybody saying, how much does it cost? What's the price? So let's talk about that. A lot of you are saying course fee, how much is the fee? So let's talk about that for a moment. So let's talk about cost, value, and price. Let me take a drink again, just because I've been talking too much. So what is the cost? So according to our data that we collect from all our students who join us, the average student fails 2.4 times before they join us. So that's the average. So between 2 and 3 times they fail the test before they come to us. So on average, that costs them $1,000. So if you fail the test 2 or 3 times, you've probably spent $1,000 on course fees, on travel expenses, on the actual fee for the test. How much will it cost you to pass without my help? So think about cost. Think about, if you don't get my help, how much is it going to cost you? How many times are you going to fail? How much money are you going to give to other courses? How much money are you going to spend on travel expenses? How much is that going to cost you? What is more valuable? All right, so now I want you to think about this. Is a $100 course that means that you keep failing, or a $500 course that gets you the score you need? Which one is more valuable? Should you join the $100 course that means that you're going to spend lots of money on failing the test, or a $500 course that helps you get the score that you need next time? Which one is more valuable? I'm committed to giving you the best possible value, which means giving you the lowest possible price. But valuable things cost money, guys. We have the most successful IELTS course in the world, so that means that it is very valuable. But what's the price? Excuse me. We could put a huge price tag on this course. So if you look at courses, similar courses in London or Toronto or Sydney, you're talking between $4,000. We're not going to charge you anything close to that, because we don't want the cost to be a barrier for anybody. So we produce more Band 7 or above students than any other course in the world. Every single one of them would pay much more than what they paid. So we have never, ever had a student join us and say, your course isn't worth it. We've never had one complaint about cost or price after the student has joined us, because we help them get the score that they need. And that's way more valuable than what it costs. Sorry, just take another drink of water here. Sorry, my voice is going. So the cost. Speaking course, if you just want help with speaking, it's $300. The writing course, if you just want help with writing, it's $300. If you want help with everything, it's $500. So $500 US, just that. So not massive fees like a lot of the schools charging $2,000 or $3,000 or $5,000, which is what it's worth, which is what we could charge, but all we're charging is $500 for the VIP course. So let's look at some hard data from our students. So how many times did you fail to get the score you need before you joined the course? So this is data just from last month. So about 64 students joined last month, a little bit more than that actually. Some of them didn't fill out the form, but you can see some of them did the 4.7%, failed 10 times, 3.1% failed 8 times, 6 times, 5 times. The average is about 2.4. So before they came on our course, this is the amount of money these people were spending, the amount of time that they were spending failing the test. What was your overall score after you got the score that you needed? So this is this month's results. Okay, so 9 out of 62 people, 19 of them got 7.5. 19 of them got a band 8, 11 got a band 7, 6 got a band 8.5, 5 of them got a band 6.5, 1 of them got a band 6, and 1 of them got a band 9. So I think that you'll agree that they are pretty impressive results. There isn't another course on the planet that has results like that. And why is that? Why is our course different? Deep understanding. We don't give you a crash course. We show you exactly what to do. We're with you until you pass. So there's no time limit. You can stay with us for life if you want. You're not going to stay with us for life, but until you pass, we give you the help and support that you need. Experts only. We only hire the best IELTS teachers. Myself and my team, we believe that we have extremely high standards. We only allow people like that onto our team. You get treated like an individual. So no more sitting in a classroom and, you know, being treated like everybody else. And you get exactly what you need and no unnecessary extras. So if all this did was get you the score you needed, would it be worth it? Help you get the job of your dreams, would it be worth it? Save you the time, energy, stress that you're going to go through if you don't join us, would it be worth it? Before I give you the link, before you can join, remember that there are only 24 places available, guys, and there's 512 of you watching live right now. I want to talk about alternatives. Information alone is not going to help you. A teacher who is not an expert is not going to help you. Sitting in a class of 20 or 30 people will not help you. Also, if you're worried, we have a 30-day guarantee. We're not going anywhere, but if you join us and you're not happy with anything to do with the course, you're not happy with the service, you're not happy with something, you just let us know, we'll give you your money back. We are so sure that you won't do that, that we're happy to give you that. So it all starts by taking action today. You'll get all of this by going to this link. So let me post this link for you. Post this. So if you go to our normal link, it's closed. So let me put here to join now. Join VIP now. Here we go. Here's the link. And as soon as 24 people join, I'll remove that link. You won't be able to join. I was just about to end the live video there. That would have been a disaster. Okay. So now what we're going to do is give you a special bonus. The special bonus, on top of all the bonuses that we're going to give, over the last few months, we've been asking our current VIP students, what else could we do? What else could we help you with? Is there anything else extra that you'd want? And what they asked for was study plans. So what we're going to do, anybody who joins today, we're going to give them 4, 8, 12, and 16-week study plans. So if you don't have to stick to these rigidly, but they'll give you a very, very good idea of exactly what to do. And we worked on these for months, and our students are really, really, really happy with them. They're delighted with them. And these are yours for free if you join today. And here's the link. The link is in the description. This is what it looks like. If you want to just put it in, it's in the comments. And I'll also be checking when 24 people join, I'll close it. Okay, any questions, guys? And also, guys, we only want people who are 100% committed to joining. So if you have a question, you can ask it now, but if I don't answer your question here, feel free to email me. We don't want people joining who are not 100% sure about joining. Okay, so people are saying, please copy the link in the description. The link is in, let me show you. The link's here, okay? So it's in the description of the video. It's also, so let me post it again in the comments. Post it in the comments, post it here, or you can type that in. All right. Thanks for letting me know that wasn't obvious. First question, 24 weeks, also 500, no, it's unlimited. So there's no limit. How often do you have free places on your VIP course? We don't have free places on our VIP course. Because it wouldn't be fair to the people who've invested their money. That wouldn't really be. We did do that in the past, and believe it or not, what happened was we used to do scholarships, and like once a year or something like that. Anytime we ever allowed people to give anything for free away, they never completed it, because if you invest money in something, you're going to complete it. So this is like, if you look at the best universities in the world, MIT, Harvard, Stanford, they put all their courses on free, online for free. The completion rate for those courses is about 1%. but the completion rate for the people that pay for the courses is more than 90%. Why is that? Because if you spend money on something, you're going to do it. You're going to complete it. And Fatima, how can we identify our problems yourself? You're probably not going to be able to do that. You're going to need someone to help you with that. It's like saying, I have a sore tooth. How can I take my tooth out? Or my car is broken down. How can I do that? You're not going to be able to. Choosing only writing module will cover completely reading and listening. Yes, if you join writing only, we also give you the reading and listening stuff as well. What if I only want to join for 2 weeks? It's the same price. You're not going to be able to get it all done in 2 weeks, though. Probably not. Unless you have like 3 or 4 hours a day to study, you're not going to get it all done in 2 weeks. Is it possible to make installments for the payment? No, it's not. I don't like doing that because it takes me away from teaching and means I have to spend time emailing people asking them to pay me, and I don't really like doing that. May I know how much? Yes, it's $300 for writing only, $500 for full VIP. Tui Tian, how to access the bonus. Join the course and you'll be able to access it. Fatma, how can I get help in speaking outside the course with a native person? There's thousands and thousands of websites that do that. I'd love to join, but my exam is in 2 weeks. Yeah, a lot of people, don't join if it's in, your test is in a week. Don't join. What's the duration of the VIP course? You do it as quickly or as slowly as you like. It's totally digital, so you can do it in 1 day or you can do it in 1 year. Vico, Chris, I want to join your class, but fluent English is poor. As long as you can understand me and you can understand what I'm saying, then your level is high enough. Daria Ja, that's way too expensive for me. I understand that it is expensive for some people. If you have a choice between paying your rent, buying food for your kids, or joining my course, buy some food for your kids. If you only have that amount of money, it is much cheaper than failing your test again and again and again. And, I could do a cheap course, but it wouldn't be a very effective course. So I'm not going to, lower the price any lower than what it costs us to provide. Moya, I'll give the exam one more shot, and if I fail, I'll consider joining your VIP course. So you're one of these people that is hoping and praying you'll get your score. That doesn't work. So, didn't see the cost. How much for the VIP course? It's $500. Yes, so some of you are saying it's too expensive for me. I totally understand that. But we are making a huge commitment to you in terms of our time. And we do not want people who think that they can achieve something extraordinary without investing time, energy, and money. You're either going to spend your time, energy, and money failing the test, or you're going to spend your time, energy, and money passing the test. Which one are you going to do? You don't have a choice in terms of, like, I'd love a Ferrari, I'd love a Lamborghini, but they cost money. Like, I wouldn't go to a 5-star hotel and say, I want to stay here, but I don't want to give you any money. It doesn't, that's not the way the world works, I'm afraid. Does the one-on-one writing sessions limited or not? Yes, so we provide 5 one-on-one or personalized writing corrections. The reason why it's only 5 is 95% of students never need more than 5, and there's a very good reason for that. The reason for that is when you send your writing to us, we will correct every single grammar mistake, every single vocabulary mistake. We'll give you advice on every single paragraph. We will give you your band scores, tell you exactly why you got those band scores. and we'll tell you exactly what you need to do in order to improve. So you're going to get a 4 or 5 page PDF report that takes a long time for you to understand and a long time for you to take action on. There's no way you'll be able to do more than 5 of those. If you need more than 5 of those, you can purchase more than 5 of those at a 25% discount, but it's very unlikely that you will need them because you will get so much help that you just won't be able to, you won't need it. Also, there are unlimited number of practice opportunities for you on the course. It's not like we only let you practice 5 tests, but we only give you detailed feedback on 5 of them. Can I pay tomorrow? My card is not working. Maybe yes, maybe no. If 24 people join, which is our limit, then no, you won't be able to join. But send me an email tomorrow, and I'll see what I can do. I will not eat if I join this course. Well, don't join the course then. It's a pretty simple thing. If you have a choice between eating and buying the course, eat, obviously. Can you give me some more details about the writing course? Like, will we get one-on-one guidance on every essay that we write? And I already answered that question. You'll get detailed feedback on 5 of them, which is more than enough. You might think that you need more, but you won't need more. And if you do need more, you can buy more at a big discount. Just joined the Writing Academy. Welcome. Let me see how many people have joined already. Okay, so we still have a few. Does the VIP course all 4 modules? Yes, all 4 modules are covered. How about using free resources? Free resources are not going to help you. If free resources helped, then the average worldwide score would not be 5.5. One of the main reasons why the average score is 5.5 worldwide is because all the free resources on the internet do not help people. Free resources are not going to give you feedback on your work, which is an essential part of it. Do you evaluate writing task 1 and task 2? Yes, we do, both. Can you let that person know where she stands in terms of bands? Yes, we tell you exactly what your bands are. How long will I be studying in VIP? That's totally up to you. You can stay for life if you want. You probably won't, but you stay until you pass. Can I do task 2 first and then task 1 in writing? Yes. What do you think when you will have VIP courses places available next time? Probably next month, 1 or 2 months. It's very difficult to say because all our students learn at different rates. So some students will need more stuff like that. So we really don't know who's joining right now, so we don't know the time. Any vocabulary and grammar tasks included with this? Yes. What's the price for writing only? $300. Can you please let me know the validitin of I don't know what that means. Sorry, Faisal. Hi, Chris. Speaking included part of the writing fee. So the writing, you can join speaking only for $300, writing only for $300, or VIP, the complete package, which is $500. But if you want help with writing and speaking, join the VIP. It's 1 year. How much will be the fee? We don't do it by time. We do it. You pay 1 fee, and you are with us until you pass. Can I pay in 2 installments? No. Sorry. How much if I only want help with listening, reading, and writing? $300. I got a spot. Good. Welcome. Can you please repost the bonus link? There is no bonus for this one. I want to get IELTS at the end of this year or next year, so should I join your course? Of course. Yeah. But I wouldn't join unless you're going to do the work, Don't join and then, not do anything for a year. That wouldn't be a good idea. Can I join after 2 weeks? Probably not. No, you can't join after 2 weeks. Chris, I'd like to go for the test in June and require a 9, at least at 8.5. Hadir Abbas. Email me, Hadir Abbas, and we'll talk about that. Because you might not need a 9. Very few people need a 9. So we'll talk about that. If any of you talk to me about this stuff, email me, chris@ieltsadvantage.com. I hope to join the VIP, but in Iraq, we don't pay by cards. I've got a few students from Iraq, and they pay by card. You can pay by PayPal as well if you want. Or you can get a debit card from your bank. So, will writing course cover reading and listening? Yes. If you click the link, it'll give you all the information. There's a nice table that will show you everything. My listening and speaking is not that worse, but my reading and writing. So, would you recommend to take the full VIP course? If you only need help with writing and reading, you don't need the full VIP course. You just need the writing course. Excuse me. How frequent do you have openings for VIP course? I don't know, because our students learn at different rates. I think that a mixed sense price, but I can't afford now. In the future, I want to join. Yeah, in the future, if you want to join, email me and I see what I can do. But again, we only have limited places where we have waiting lists of people who want to get in. And we can only work with a small number of students. You are checking the work done by us in the VIP course? Yes. We also have a team of experts who assist me, but they're all like 10 years experience ex-IELTS examiners who are extremely good at their job. So it's either me or somebody who knows more than me. So, I have lots of grammatical problems in English. Is this VIP course will help me to overcome this problem? Yes and no. So if your general level of English is really low and you need help with that, then I would maybe focus on a general English course first. However, we also have something called IELTS grammar course. So it's a grammar course that focuses just on the grammar that you'll need on the IELTS writing test. It's an optional extra, and we only offer it to our VIP students. It's not public. So if you want extra help with your grammar, there is an extra grammar course if you want to buy it, and it's really helped a lot of students. Let me see. There's a lot of people asking the same questions. So if I ignore you, it might be because I've already answered the question, but I'll try and answer as many as I can. I know it's subjective, but how long does it take to improve from a band 6 to a band 7? You just answered your own question. It's subjective. So, for example, the more you work, the less time it's going to take. Obviously, the easier you find it to understand everything and apply everything, and the more open you are to criticism, and the better attitude you have. These factors all influence the speed at which you are going to improve. So I don't know anything about you. Sorry, Fad. But you're saying, is 1 month enough? We've helped lots of students get the score they need in 1 month. But there's also a lot of students who couldn't do it in 1 month and needed more time because they had different circumstances. How we know once we submit our essays because of time differences? Good question. So we have an online essay submission system for our VIP students, and they just type the essay into a form, an online form, and they hit a button and it immediately sends it to us. we correct it, and we hit a button and it immediately sends it back to them. So it's very efficient. And we always get it back to you within 24 hours. So normally a lot sooner than that, but the longest you'll ever have to wait is 24 hours. Let me see. How long does it take to complete the course? For the full VIP course, it takes about 50 hours, 50 hours. The writing course is most of that, about 30 hours. VIP course will finish in how many days? And after giving test, if I get a low score, what to do? So what we do with our students is we give them a checklist when they join. We tell them, do not do the test until you're able to check off all of the things on this checklist. One of those things is that you consistently are getting the scores you need in practice before you do the test. So it's highly unlikely that you're going to do the test and fail, because we will prepare you in such a way that you are, very, very, very likely to get the score you need next time you do it. But that doesn't mean that everybody who joins our course and does the test passes every, first time, every time. Because what happens if you are so nervous or so stressed out on the day because you didn't sleep right the night before, or you're sick, or you got some bad news, or you were stuck in a traffic jam and you were late, or all of these different things, or you just got a question that you panicked about or something like that. In that situation, if you failed, you would just send me an email, because you'll have my personal email address, and I would have a meeting with you, a one-on-one meeting, and we would talk about how to move forward. And that's what I do with anybody in that situation, because what I want is for you guys to be successful, because if you're successful, I'm successful. I don't want any unsuccessful students, because then, that's just not a good thing to have. As a lot of people saying, I did this course and I failed. Like, that's not something we want. So somebody's asking, can I learn? Can I help? Can I learn? And can I get criticism without having an expert criticize my work? It's going to be very, very difficult. Like the analogy that I used before was, could you fix your own car? So imagine your car was broken. You could go on YouTube and look at lots of YouTube videos about how to fix a car, but you're probably going to destroy your car and waste a lot of time and maybe die trying. It would be better if you used some time, energy, and money to find someone to help you with that. How do we take one-on-one sessions? So good question. So what I do, I use this really cool software where I send you a link and it shows my availability in your time zone. So it'll show all the time slots that I'm available, or one of the other experts is available, and you just book a time slot. And when you click on that, it sends me an email, it sends you an email, it goes into your calendar. It's all really easy. We've been doing this for years. We know what we're doing. So, well, most of the time anyway. So, is a lot of people asking, is it possible to join in the future? We only work with very small number of clients, and B, we have big waiting lists and people always wanting to join. So I can't guarantee that we would have any places. I also can't guarantee that we would even accept you onto the course. We are quite strict with who we allow onto the course. So if you email me, I'll be asking you a list of questions to see if you're the right type of person that we want to work with. Because if you say to me, I don't want to do any work, I don't want you to criticize me, and I don't want to, and all I want is tips, we'll say, I'm very sorry, keep your money. We don't want you to join, because that you're not the type of person who we can help. Does your course cover all essay types? Yes, everything. How much if it's only writing and listening? 300. Join the writing only course and you get that. 25% off further corrections. What is the amount? So normally if you just want to buy 5 corrections, it's $115. But if you're a VIP customer, you only pay $86 for an extra 5. But very few people buy that. May I know how many essay corrections are included? 5 are included. Is there any test before joining VIP? Yes, this is the test. So what we do is all the content that we make, all the lessons that we make, we gauge the language. We use language that only somebody who could, is at a certain level could understand. So if you don't understand English, you won't be able to cope with these live lessons. So if you're able to understand what I'm saying and you can read all the slides, then you are at the correct level. What's the best I can do while waiting for the VIP course? Why wait? Join. What I would say is work on your general English, if that's the case. Am I going to have the same offer for VIP course if I don't make it this time? Probably not. We'll probably increase the prices very soon. Right now, it is underpriced compared to a lot of other courses, which are not nearly as effective. Like there's a lot of courses in London or, Toronto or New York or Sydney that are charging $4,000 or $5,000 that are not as effective as ours. We're never going to increase the price to $4,000 or $5,000, but we could easily charge $1,000 for this, and we would still have the same number of students. And we try and keep it quite low. What we do is we figure out how much the course costs us, and then we add a little bit of profit, and then everybody wins. So students win, we win, everybody's happy. Can you send the payment details on the way that the link. The link at the top. I'm interested, but I can't pay. That's okay. I totally understand that not everybody will be able to join. And there's lots of free material on my website that you'll be able to use. We won't be able to help you at the highest possible level, and give you feedback and stuff, but that's just the way the world works, 500 until I pass? Yes. 300 for reading and writing? Yes. Hey, Chris, from New York. I'm about to retake CAT exams. You really helped me. You're welcome. My sister lives in New York, so say hi if you see her. Nikki, yesterday I bought 3 essay corrections, but now I have bought the Writing Academy. Is there any chance that you'd be willing to refund the 3 essay corrections? Send me an email, Nikki, and we'll get that sorted out. It's no problem. If I join your course and I don't get the required band, will you provide help until I get that band? Yes. How can I register? Click the link in the description. I joined the VIP course, but it's not showing the reading link. Okay. Well, first of all, welcome. And thank you for complaining, 30 seconds after joining. You just can't see it. It's there, but you just haven't been able to see it. So the person who asked that question, send me an email and we'll show you exactly what's going on. It just takes you a few minutes when you see inside the course to get to know everything and see everything. So Mansoor, how much score can I get after joining VIP? That's totally up to you. You can get any score you want, but that's up to you. How can I be posted if when VIP becomes available again? We have a waiting list. So if you go onto our public website and you see the public VIP course page, it doesn't allow anyone to join, but you can join a waiting list. And what we do is when places become available, we alert our waiting list, but our waiting list is thousands of people. So it doesn't guarantee that you'll be able to get in. Please share your email. It's on the slide, chris@ieltsadvantage.com. While purchasing, why is it asking to purchase an additional grammar book? Because we have an additional grammar course, and you can join that if you want, but it's totally optional. It's giving you the option to join the extra one, but you don't have to join it. In writing module, will tips be given for listening and reading? No, we won't give you tips, but we'll give you much more than tips. For reading and listening, what we'll do is we'll take each type of question, so true, false, not given, matching headings, short answer, whatever it is, and we will give you a step-by-step strategy for every single reading and listening question. We'll tell you common problems that students have. We'll tell you the sub-skills that are being tested. We'll tell you absolutely everything that you need to know for that question. Is a demo available? Maybe tomorrow I might do a demo. I'm answering these questions, so I don't know how many people have joined right now, but I'm assuming if 24 don't join, which is highly unlikely, I'll do a demo maybe tomorrow. So a lot of you are saying that you purchased. Mohammed, I only want to join reading and writing. How much is the final price? It is $300 for that. If you click on the link, you'll be able to see everything. You see all the different options. Sana, how can I purchase? Click the link above. It's in the description. It's in the comments. It's on the screen in front of you, so you can join that. After joining VIP, do you contact me? No, you'll never hear from us again. Of course, I'll contact you. So when you join, you'll enter your email, and then as soon as you pay, we will email you with all your joining details, your password and all of that stuff. And you'll also get my personal email address. So you can email me as soon as I've stopped answering all the questions, which I'm happy to do. I will reply to your emails. And I also have a team of people who help me with that also. So don't worry about that. Let me see. What will be the course of reading and writing? 300. The VIP course is how many hours? 50 hours. But you can do those 50 hours in 3 days or 3 months. It's all digital. You can do it whenever you like. A lot of you are saying that you've purchased. That's excellent. Thank you for letting me know. Welcome. You can see my wife is commenting and adding comments. Thanks, Win. Okay. You should reconsider the scholarship options for needy students. Ashan. So what we do for needy students is we produce more free content for IELTS than anybody else in the world. Personally, I produce more free stuff than any other human being alive when it comes to IELTS. That's what I feel that I need to do, because one of the things I want to do is help people as much as I can. Now, however, free content will help you to a certain extent, but it's not going to help you at the absolute highest level. So at the moment, I'm learning video editing. I want to, that's one thing that I'm terrible at, and I really want to learn video editing. And there are thousands of videos on YouTube that I can go and look at and improve, but it would be much better if I just hired someone to show me exactly what to do, but that's going to cost more money. So for anything, you can learn, you can learn how to do brain surgery or rocket science by, using free information. It's obviously going to take you much, much longer, and most of you don't have that luxury, the luxury of time. So I think I'm doing okay because I do, help about 400,000 people a month use my free website. So I'm doing okay in terms of helping people. Um, how much is it for writing and reading? It's 300. 300 for writing corrections? No, it's not 300 just for writing corrections. It's not just writing corrections. Um, uh, Alisham, so you're saying that you really can't afford it. That's totally fine. It's not for everybody. Um, the lessons that we did this week, I will keep them in the um, for the next couple of days, just so that people who can't afford it can look at the free videos. Adam, I suggest giving a special discount to people who can't afford it. So, if I give a discount, how are the people that paid full price going to feel about that? Like that, it will result in hundreds of people emailing me with very angry emails. Um, Also, if I like, a lot of people email me and saying, I can only afford $100. Can you give me your $500 course for $100? It costs a lot more than $100 to provide the course. So you don't have to be an expert in business to know that you have to sell things for a higher price than they cost you. That's just the way the world works. I would love to give everything away for free, but I also have a team of people who I support. They all have families. We all need to win. So my philosophy, which comes from my mentor, if he's listening, I saw he was in there, win, win, win. So you guys win, the company wins, my team wins, everybody's happy. There we go. Elena, sorry, I'm definitely not joining. No problem, Elena. That's fine. um, um, if I get the essay correction, would it be helpful for me as I can't afford the whole course? Of course, yeah. The essay correction service is much cheaper. For five, it's $115. Obviously, you don't get any of the extra stuff that you do with the course. You don't get obviously any of the modules or the support or the Facebook group or all of the other bonuses. Um, so if you can only afford, $100 or less, the correction service might be for you. Good question from Pearl. If I join the writing today, how soon will I be able to join the class? Immediately. Immediately. You can start the second after you pay. If I join writing, do I get the support till I pass? Of course. How much does your grammar course cost? For VIPs, the extra grammar course is $179, and that includes 12 modules on all of the common grammar areas, practice activities, plus 4 personalized writing corrections. Another question about the grammar course. I joined the VIP course and I purchased the grammar course by mistake, which I don't need. What should I do? Email me and I'll get the money back to you. Don't worry. Um, Thanks, Chris, for your helpful lessons. You're welcome. Thank you, Chris, for giving me advice. You're welcome. I don't have a card. Is there any other options? Credit card, debit card, or PayPal. Um, Debit cards take a couple of days to get from your bank, so that might be something that you want to look into, or you can link your bank account to PayPal. But we don't do money transfers or anything like that because it's not safe for you guys and it's not safe for me to use Western Union and stuff like that. So we use things that are, the safest way to pay. Let me see, any more questions? There's a lot of you saying thank you, so thank you to everybody saying thank you. Ahmed, your server is not working. Which server are you talking about? On the website? Let me see. Working okay here? Yep, everything seems to be working okay. Okay, so thank you, Chris. I will join later. Okay, we might have places available, we might not. So email me if you have any problems. Those who are weak in listening and speaking, is VIP suitable? If you're just weak in listening and speaking, join the speaking only course, which is much cheaper than the full VIP course. Don't give us any more money than you need to give us. Can you let me know the fee for reading section only? We do not have our only reading course. Very rare. It's very rare for someone to come to us and say, I only need help in reading. Normally it's reading and writing, or all four, or so just we don't have that option because it's very rare. What is the time duration? It's unlimited, so it's until you pass. Chris, what if we want to join as a group of 2 or 3 people? Any offers? No, there are no offers if you want to join as a group. We don't do that because in the past, what's happened is people have abused that, and people have joined with like 3 of their friends, and then they share it with like 3 of their friends, and we shut their account down because we know we track all of the logins, we track all of your IP address, all of those different things. And it's just, not a nice situation. So if you want to join, but join as an individual. Paula, I can't join right now, but I'd really like to. Please let me know when the spots are gone. I'll update you tomorrow, I'd say. But I don't know because I can't see my system. But I'll update everybody. Give me a special discount. Writing for 175. It costs us more than 175, so we'd be making a loss. So if we did that, we'd go out of business. Chris, you're a good mentor, but business is business. I don't think there's anything wrong with business. Business has helped more people than has helped billions of people have better lives. Maybe you're a communist or something like that. I don't know. But you don't believe in business, but businesses help people. That's all they do. They solve problems. All a business is they solve problems for people in exchange for money, and that makes the world go round. If you don't like business, take everything you own, your phone, your computer, everything, and throw it out the window, because don't go to the hospital, because guess what? All those discoveries were produced by businesses. That's just that's the way the world works, and I'm glad it does, because any other system is not as good. But I'm not going to get into a philosophical discussion about capitalism versus other systems. But I'm very happy that I live in a capitalistic society. Chris, you have so many students from India. Yes, I do. May I send you writing templates via email? If you join the VIP course, we have an online, like tailored, bespoke online submission service. What is the benefit of joining the VIP Facebook group? The VIP Facebook group, number one, we have daily live lessons in there every single day, except Sundays. I don't work Sundays. But we daily live lessons. You'll get links to all the old live lessons. You also can ask any questions in there and you'll get an answer either from me, one of my team, or one of the other students. You also just get to, you're on the same journey as everybody else. And all of the people in the VIP group are all like really determined, focused, successful people. So it's just a really nice environment, and a really collaborative environment. And if you have any problems, you can just ask, fellow students. So it's really good. Chris, do you give band scores for reading and listening too? No, because you can do that yourself. Reading and listening, you can check the results yourself. You can look at the results, and you don't need an expert to help you do that. Thank you to all the people saying that you joined already. That's amazing. Chris, what's the course for writing only? It's 300. Please tell me, can I pay by Western Union? No, we don't accept Western Union because it's not safe. It's not safe for you guys. It's not safe for us. There's a lot of scams and stuff on Western Union, so we don't use it. Debit card, PayPal, much safer. What's the price for the writing module? It's $300. How can we see the link for this lesson? This lesson is still live, so there is no link as such, but because I can't post it until we finish, and I can't finish until I answer everybody's questions. Will you keep the same offer for VIP course in the future? No, we're going to increase the prices because it's underpriced at the moment. If you look at the market, it's severely underpriced compared to other comparable courses. So we will be increasing it. Okay, guys, thank you very much. That's the end of the questions. If you are worried about anything or you're unsure about joining the course, send me an email, chris@ieltsadvantage.com. We only want people to join if they are 100% sure about joining, because we only want to work with people who we think we can help. So if you're unsure about anything, feel free to send us an email. And the email response will either say, yes, we'll take you. It's great. You're a great fit for the course, or no, here's another option. You might want to do it. So that's pretty much it. There's someone saying I'm not a communist and wants to have a philosophical discussion with me, and I'm not going to go down that road because I have people that I need to help who just joined. So thank you very much to all the people who just joined. I really appreciate it. And you're instantly going to be able to join the course. I'm going to be in the VIP Facebook group immediately after this. And I'll be sending people emails, talking to you guys. See you there. I might do a demo or something tomorrow, depending on how many people join today. See you again, guys. It's been a pleasure teaching you. Hope that you enjoyed everything. And let me see if I can end this session. Bye-bye, guys. Thank you.